Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Mystic's Heart. This is Denise Iwaniw, and it's a beautiful Tuesday morning here in the Enchanted Forest. And I welcome you to sacred space and to time with the angels and the ancients and ancestral wisdom. And as we prepare for the show, I'm just going to share this show on over in the event page. And I invite all of you, if you so desire, to share the show this morning. And here we go. Okay. As I am texting with my sister, Barbara Dullknife, about the Fort Robinson breakout run. So Barb, if you happen to be watching and texting me at the same time, here we are. So good morning, everybody. It's good to have you with me. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. Good morning, Janine. Good morning, David. It's good to have you with me this morning. And again, I was just texting with my sister, Barbara Dullknife. They're gearing up for the 400-mile spiritual run, the Fort Robinson breakout run with the Northern Cheyenne youth from Montana. And it's always a spectacular event. And as each and every one of you know, I'm the founder and the president of Gathering Thunder Foundation. And a lot of our work is supporting the youth and the elderlies of Native North America. And this week is no different than that, because we are sponsoring the annual breakfast for the couple of hundred runners and their supporters as they make their way through Ogallala, South Dakota. They stop there overnight, and in the morning, as they're getting ready for the next leg of their 400-mile journey, Gathering Thunder Foundation makes sure that they begin the day with some prayer, some centering, some ceremony with the elders, and of course, a warm and nutritious breakfast in their bellies. So we've been doing that for many years now, and honored to do so. Honored to do so. So if you could hold the youth and their supporters who are running from Fort Robinson, Nebraska to Busby, Montana in the next couple of days, beginning tonight. Tonight is the beginning of the breakout. They reenact the breakout and make their way back home to the land of the Northern Cheyenne people. And I've participated a few times on behalf of Gathering Thunder Foundation, and it is spectacular, the spiritual run. To Lynette Tubles and Philip Whiteman, Wopila Tonka, for all that you do for the youth, helping them to move forward in their lives in good and healthy ways. Haye. With that, everybody, good morning. Great to have you all with me. And there's a different format to the Mystic's Heart. I am so delighted to say that I am now in my 18th year at the Temple Within and the Temple Within Publishing and Media. I launched my company in the year 2000 and began publishing books and meditation CDs and empowerment deck cards, all those good sorts of things, 18 years ago. My first book was published in the year 2004. And as you know, I recently published 2 new books, a children's book, Angels All Around Us, and Prayers and Incantations to the Light. So today I am celebrating an anniversary at the Temple Within Publishing and Media Company. And this is going to be the venue for the Mystic's Heart and my new show, Exploring Sacred, going forward, as well as Walk a Good Life with Del Marie Bradfield. And going back to the roots, as they say. Neshi Lokotz is firmly at the helm of Star Nations. And so you still get to enjoy all of the wonderful programs at Star Nations, including Polly Jo LeBay, who will be up at the top of the 11th hour. And you probably just enjoyed Tracy Civic and Mervyn Kelly from Star to Stone. So all of that remains the same, but yours truly, going back to my roots at the Temple Within, publishing and media, and Gathering Thunder Foundation. The foundation is growing by leaps and bounds. We are reaching more people than ever before, helping the youth, helping the elderlies, helping them keep warm this winter. Many elderly sadly perish due to hypothermia in their own homes in native North America. So we are having a fun drive at this moment. You can check it out on our group page, Gathering Thunder Foundation. But to help me celebrate my 18th year at the Temple Within, Publishing Media and School of Sacred Studies, I am going to be giving away 2 copies of my new book, Prayers and Incantations to the Light. And if you would like to be put into that drawing, it's really easy. Just email me, Denise at deniseiwana.com, and I will type that into the chat so that you can see that. DeniseIwwana.com. Denise at DeniseIwwana.com. There you go. Just let me know. Oh, thank you for that, David. Yes, good stuff. Hey, Julie Hedges. My good friend, Julie Hedges. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I appreciate that. 18 years. 18 years at the Temple Within. I'm really happy about that. Katie Battle, we are so happy that you are safe. Katie was in an automobile accident, quite a doozy of an accident this past week here in Michigan, and prayers have been rising steadily for you, Katie. All right. And I've created, thank you for that, Jane. I've created an event page for this show. And as you know, every Tuesday, everybody, this is about community. This is about sharing what you've got going on. It's about shining your light and sharing what your light has got going on. So please, in the thread, do share any classes, workshops, share your website. Let's let each other know how we're shining out there. That's what it's all about, giving people an opportunity to shine and share here on Tuesday mornings. Hey, Bobcat. It's good to see you, Bobcat. Oh, goodness. I have a friend, Jane Berliner, who is a huge Crimson Tide fan. She is all over it. She's a Bama girl. All right, let's draw a group card for everybody. So these cards, these empowerment deck cards, are something that I began to create in 2009 with my business partner and my dear friend, David Fix. What are they? Well, they're actually, believe it or not, teaching cards. Every single card in all 4 of the decks is a card that teaches about the mystic angels, teaches about totem animals, teaches about the mysteries of ancient Egypt and mythology. So they are cards to teach, but they're also fun to inspire. And that is what we do every Tuesday morning. So this Tuesday morning, we have drawn the angel Nathaniel. And we have to look at the name Nathaniel, the light of joy, the light of joy. Nathaniel reminds us that joy is our birthright. Joy is something that we should all be enjoying in our lives, and in those times when we have forgotten our joy. We've forgotten where joy lives, or we no longer find joy in current places, thought forms, situations, relationships. Nathaniel says it's okay to find joy. And when we need assistance in finding our joy and leaving that which leaves us joyless, we can employ the angel known as Nathaniel. Nathaniel. So Nathaniel's saying, hey, everybody, it's 2018. How about a little bit of joy in your life? How about enjoying some joy? And if you've forgotten what joy even feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like, sit a spell and invite Nathaniel in. Nathaniel, help me to find my joy again. Help me to reclaim my joy. So it's all about joy this week. And a contemplative word. A contemplative word, joy. What is a contemplative word? It's a word that we bring our thoughts back to and align with when we are out of sorts. So for this coming week, Nathaniel invites us to contemplate or to bring our focus, as Eckhart Tolle would say, to the word joy and to feel it when our mind is out here doing all of this. All right. David, this one is for you, Dave. Our friend down there in the great state of Oklahoma. It is the mythological teaching of the Greek Thriae. Just a little teaching for you, a little insight into this Greek mythology. The Thriae in Greek mythology represents our intuition, our sense of knowing. And the Thriae says to you, David, pay attention to your intuition, to your gut instinct. Trust it. You can trust what you know to be true. Trust your gut. I am going to say that you are a man who has really great gut feelings, probably sometimes a little bit hypersensitive, maybe a little too sensitive, which might lead you to sometimes having some stomach issues, right? So the Thriae also says, take good care of your sensitivities, of your sensibilities. Good to take care of those things. Good morning, Jacqueline. Good morning, Sonia and Violet. Oh, thank you for that, Julie. Yeah, it's time to go back to the roots, as they say, and grow Gathering Thunder Foundation and really be firmly at the helm of Temple Within, the Mystic's Heart and Mystic Travels. And Wakalapi. Coffee, Wakalapi. I've always got a firm handle on Wakalapi, let me just say. All right, let me have a look, see what's going on in the chat room. And again, please, everybody, do share your websites and classes you've got going on. I invite that. Janet, this one is for you. It's from the Mystic Angels Empowerment deck. It is the Archangel Azrael. Azrael is the angel of Scorpio. Those of us born under the sign of Scorpio, the fact of the matter is that Azrael is part of our team, our angelic team. And so, Janet, for you, this is a reminder that you are a wise being. You are intuitive. You are sensitive. It's very similar to the card that we just drew for Dave. It says, honor your intuition, honor your sense of knowing, honor your connection to God, to the divine. Be with that, sit with that. Your inner mystic is calling to you, calling you to a quiet space, to a quiet place of contemplation. Yeah, we need to do that. That's part of having a good practice, is to at least spend a couple of minutes every day in the quiet, isn't it? Yeah. Whimsical pet portraits, you know it. Oh yeah, Rob Candle and Julie Hedges. Listen, everybody, if you are anywhere near Port Huron, Michigan, will you please, Rob, put, on at March 30th at the Raven Cafe in Port Huron, Michigan. If you have not seen Julie and Rob perform together, please do. It is a treat. You will be so happy that you did. All right, here we go. All right, Julie, this one is for you. It is the Archangel Israfel. Israfel says, I am alive, I am awake, I am that I am. This is a card of being awake, awakening from our slumber. This is a wake-up call. You are welcome, Janet. Good morning, Bill Elliott. You are being called to awaken further to the gifts of your soul, on your pathway. I am alive, I am awake, I am that I am. For you, there will be no more hiding under the bushel basket. Where do we hear that teaching, right? Out of ancient Egypt, just like Israfel. No more hiding under a bushel basket. It is time to let her rip, Julie. This is the year, baby girl. This is it. Get out there and do your thing. And when you are feeling a little squeamish about coming out into the light or out from under that bushel basket, ask for the assistance of the angel Israfel. Isn't it a beautiful thing that Creator has given us so many beautiful companions, including one another, on this human walk? So it's good to utilize them. All right. Good morning, Julia. Good to see you. Jeanette, good morning. Isn't it fun on Tuesday mornings? I think it is. All right. Shuffling away as I do. All right, Sonia. This one is for you, Sonia. It's the Wolverine. It's the Wolverine, Sonia. The Wolverine is about being a peaceful warrior. Some people cannot help themselves but to be, what do I want to say? Warriors that hit and then ask questions later. Shoot from the hip, as they say. Knee-jerk warriors. And then there are those that are peaceful warriors. They know when to choose their battles. They know when to stand back. They know when to engage. And the peaceful warrior has one thing that the shoot from the hip warrior doesn't have, and that is really good personal boundaries. So this is a card that reminds us of the importance of having really good boundaries in our personal life with family members, in our personal life with colleagues at work, with friends, and with ourselves. Because when we have good boundaries in our physical life, that also attracts good boundaries in the spiritual life as well. Very important to have good boundaries. Yes. Holly. Holly, this one is for you. It's the water dragon. We have a theme going on this morning. It's about intuition. Hey, good morning, Barb. Good morning, Barbie. Good to have you here, ladies. It's the water dragon, Holly. The water dragon says, pay attention and nourish your intuition. Nurture your body of water. Your sixth sense is heightened at this time. The water dragon says, pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to the inklings, the synchronicities at this time. Sometimes we can just go about our business and the signs are everywhere. They're bigger than life. And because we're so busy living our life or ensconced in one thing or another, we don't even see the signs. We don't see the trees that are in the forest. The water dragon says, pay attention, be aware, be awake. Your sixth sense is heightened at this time. We are coming out of a super moon, everybody. So we are still feeling the effects of that. That reminds me, Julie, will you please put your website in the thread? Pay attention to your intuition, Holly. Very important at this time. And trust it, by the way. Mary Ellen. Mary Ellen, this one is for you, Holly's mom. It is the angel Thoth, the original thought, also known as the heart and mind of Creator. Thoth says, what are you allowing into your life, Mary Ellen? What foods, what beverages, what thoughts? What are you watching on TV? What are you listening to with regard to music? What are you listening to with what other people are chatting about in your life? What are you surrounding yourself with? Thoth reminds us to feed ourselves, that means body, mind, spirit, and emotions, positive thoughts, positive people, positive food, positive beverage, positive entertainment, positive smells in our home, positive smells in our home. So this is a reminder to you. Be good to yourself, Mary Ellen. And in those places where maybe you could do better or you could treat yourself to some positive things, Thoth is saying, do that thing. Go there. Do that. Thoth. And if we're having a problem, being good to ourselves and eating healthy foods and feeding ourselves healthy thoughts and saying to people, I remember, I'll give you an example of this. I do not enjoy being around obnoxious people, either obnoxious people with their language, people with obnoxious, angry energy. That is really an insult to me. And I remember when I bought my first, good morning, Ella, when I bought my first home, I was only 27 years old. And I remember saying to my relatives who were not very happy with me when I said it, in my home, there will be no smoking, there will be no yelling and screaming, and there will be no yelling and cussing in my home. Well, I didn't see a few of my relatives for a long time. And after a while, they got used to the fact that Denise wasn't going to allow that. That's my space. It's where I was raising my babies. It's where I was having friends over. Good morning, Marilyn. Hey, CJ. And so I set that boundary in place. And at first, sometimes when we set boundaries, it rattles cages, doesn't it? But we have to do it for our own health and our own well-being. And now when people come into my home, if you've been to my home, most people will walk in and say, Dana, your home is so peaceful. It's so peaceful in here. Well, that's why. And it isn't to say that sometimes I don't get upset, use a 4-letter word now and again, but it is not something, you know what I'm saying. So there you go, Mary Ellen. Take good care of yourself. Love yourself. There you go. All right, Julia. This one is for you, Julia. I love this card, the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros. Hey, Elise Miller. Well, Elise, it's really easy, honey girl. Well, just go to the Mystics Heart group page or page on Facebook. Like the page, Elise. I'm glad that you said that, Elise, that you wrote it, my friend. If you're wondering, how do you find me really easy on Tuesday mornings? Here on Facebook, I have a page that's simply entitled The Mystics Heart. If you like and follow that page, you will automatically get a note that says, look out, Denise is going live on Tuesday morning at 10. So I'm glad that you brought that up, Elise. Thank you. So if you would like to get quicker notification, it's that easy. Go to my page, The Mystic's Heart, like and follow it, and you will get a notice that says, she's going live. She's awake. Get ready, everybody. So back to this card for you. The Ouroboros, Julia, says a cycle has ended. It's come to a conclusion. And the Ouroboros then says, something new is beginning. Something new is stirring within. Grow it, feed it, nurture it. If there is something in your life, this is a teaching that comes out of the mythology of ancient Egypt. If there is something in your life that you know is almost at the end, but it's not quite there, you just need to button up the last button, the Ouroboros card is a wonderful reminder to all of us that endings always lead to new beginnings. Storms lead to rainbows. Death leads to new life. So this is the ending of a cycle. Celebrate it. Celebrate how far you have come, Julia. Celebrate in the moment, breathe in the moment, and what is it that you're wishing to create next? Be actively co-creating in what's next. Some people really do feel that if they put a wish out into the universe, that wish will manifest and drop in their lap, and voila, there it will be. Well, it doesn't quite work like that. We have to have a little elbow grease. That's what my parents always used to say. Put a little elbow grease on that and see what happens. So it also requires elbow grease. But this is a wonderful card. Now, Julie Hedges. Back to Julie Hedges. Oh, yes. Julie Hedges. I'm going to put that up there on top, Julie. So once a year, I have my chart done with Julie. What does that mean? My horoscopical chart. Trust me when I say you've never had a chart done like the one that Julie does. It's extraordinary. What she sends to you prior to your session with her is incredible. The paperwork, the detail, and then after she charts all of that, creates a wonderful tool, actually a visual tool for you to see. And not just a chart that looks like something that an astronomer put together that actually makes my mind want to explode inside my head. She actually gives you a chart that's readable, understandable for any of us. And then you get to speak with her as you're looking at your chart. So it is a wonderful thing to do for yourself. Todd and I both do it. There are certain things that he and I do every year, like he's getting ready to have another session with Amantha Murphy. And so that is already set up. And do yourself a favor. I'm just saying, go visit her page, and she offers some wonderful services. Okay, back on it. Here we go. Violet. Violet, this one is for you. It is the Archangel Yophiel. Yophiel is the angel of ecstasy and ecstatic union. Yophiel, the angel, reminds us that we and the Creator are one. What a beautiful thing to sit and contemplate about. What a beautiful reminder. I remember years and years ago, just after I launched the Temple Within, I was speaking with a group of people at the Dominican Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And there was a woman in the class who was sitting right in front of me, and I'm guessing she was in her late 70s, maybe early 80s. And I made the statement that I said, God loves you. The Creator, Wakantanka, loves you. And the tears started to come down her cheeks and drop off of her chin. And she said, no one has ever told me that God loves me. How can God love me? My 80 years have been a wild ride, or however many years that she was at that time. And I looked at her and I said, it's my belief. It's what I've been taught by my elders. There isn't anything that you can do to separate yourself from the love of our Creator. You can separate yourself from the love of yourself sometimes, but you can't separate yourself from the love of the Creator. And I feel like I want to share that with you this morning, Violet. My intuition says, share that with Violet. There you have it. Okay, I just got a sidebar note. Denise, will you please post your foundation? I sure will. Gathering Thunder Foundation.org. That is my foundation. I have an amazing team at Gathering Thunder. It's not just me. It takes a village. It takes a team of volunteers, of donors, of supporters, of prayerful people to do what we have done for, well, since 2006, but we came officially a 501c3 in 2009. So we are heading into a decade. I'm really, really happy about that. And we have all of you to thank for our ability to help youth and elderlies in all of the ways that we do. And if you're wondering, what do you do at Gathering Thunder Foundation? Well, go check it out. We do a little bit of everything. And we do a whole lot of stuff. All right, David. You're welcome, David. Oh, that's good. He's saying, it's like you've known me for years. So how do I do that? You know, these cards are educational cards. It's really why I created them, is to educate people. I've mentioned this years ago that I had a conversation with a rabbi when I was first publishing my book, A Year of Mystic Angels. A Year of Mystic Angels. And as I was publishing that book, my guidance said, Dana, you need to publish cards, educational cards to go with them. Well, I was coming back from Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and I was sitting next to a rabbi. And I was looking over a proof copy, is what they're called, a proof copy of a book. of mine. And he looked at the cover of the book. He was actually kind of nosy sitting next to me, but there I was reading my book. And he asked me about it. And where did I get the information for my book? And so I explained to him about my trips to Egypt and all of those good sorts of things there along the Nile, where the Coptic church and the Muslim mosque and the Jewish synagogue all sit in that space where Moses was supposedly taken off of the River Nile. Well, he had also been to that place. Anyway, long story short is he disagreed with me publishing The Mystic Angels. Why did he? We agreed to disagree. Isn't that lovely? We agreed to disagree. Because the information about the angelic realm is potent. And a lot of it has been hidden for many, many years. And so that was our agreeing to disagree point. I said, Rabbi, I respect you, but I will disagree with the fact that these teachings should be kept silent for another millennia or 2 or 3 or 4. And so we were very cordial. He was on his way to speak at Michigan State University. I was on my way home to begin the cards with David Fix. And so the cards are educational. They're not just something of fancy and whimsy that I whipped up. Although there is a bit of that in the artwork, is there not? So Tuesday mornings really is about education, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Marianne, Malika, Piece of the Beach. Piece of the Beach. All right. The Archangel Uriel. This is David Fix's interpretation of Uriel, the one who shines like creator. The one who shines like creator. Uriel teaches us that forgiving ourselves and forgiving others is a great good thing. And when we forgive another and when we forgive ourselves, we are forever giving love. In other words, the effects of self-forgiveness and forgiving others ripples out into time, ripples backward in time as we, in our humanness, conceive of it. It ripples laterally in time, and it ripples forward in time. Uriel says, don't be so hard on yourself. Celebrate yourself, forgive yourself, and love your perfect imperfection. Love your perfect imperfection. Another thing about Uriel is that Uriel says, keep your face to the sun. No matter how the shadow or the darkness may be challenging you, keep your face to the sun. Shine your light. Keep on shining on. That's right. David Fix is doing better. Thank you for asking, Jane. Yes, that was a close call with David. He went from having the flu to bilateral pneumonia to nearly dying, frankly. Had he not gone to the hospital, the doctors said that he would have crossed over during his sleep. So he is well, he is home. And he and I are back to creating, co-creating slowly. He'd like to go a lot faster, but slowly creating together. So thank you for asking about that. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Christy. Rob. This one is for you, Rob. It is the fire dragon. The fire dragon mythology comes out of the UK. I love the dragons that come out of the UK and Arthurian legend and all of those places that I've visited there by Nellie, Mervyn Kelly. The fire dragon, says Rob, pretty self-explanatory for you. Welcome to the mystery school, where all that once was must be burned away, all that no longer serves your entry into the mystery school, the higher teachings. Our admittance into the higher teachings is always the burning away of the old, outdated belief systems, thoughts about ourselves and others and institutions. Welcome to the mystery school. I think that's pretty appropriate for you at this time, I will say. All right. Jane Joubert. Oh, I love that name. It kind of like rolls. I love that. Jane, this one is for you. Oh, The cover of my show promo this morning, Advakiel. Advakiel is the angel of hope. Hope. Sometimes we can feel hopeless, can't we? We all do that. We all feel sometimes in our lives hopeless, that there is no hope. Advakiel is one of those beautiful messengers from the heart and mind of the Creator that says, let me help you find hope. Let me help to stir hope within you. Let me rekindle that fire. Advakiel also says, Jane, thank you for being the voice of hope for those who have felt hopeless. Thank you for that. Sometimes, even when we are going through our own trials, the other day, it was funny, I was talking to my friend Darlene. She and I were chatting it up. She said, Darlene and I have known each other since we were 17. Went to high school together, prom and all that good kind of thing. And she said, one thing, Dee, I've noticed about you your whole life is it doesn't matter what you're going through, no matter how much shit is rolling it downhill and into your lap, you always find something good in your life, or you help others to find something good in their life. Well, I think you're all like that too. And some would say that that's a gift of the spirit to be able to do that. Jane, you're one of those people. No matter how much is rolling downhill, coming down the pipe, getting ready to roost in your lap, you still manage to find a good word, a kind word, an uplifting moment in the lives of others. That is a gift. That is a charism. I love that. I like that word charism too. Tomorrow night on my show, once known as Balancing Heaven and Earth, now that we're in a brand new year and in a brand new cycle, I have retired Balancing Heaven and Earth, and I have created Exploring Sacred. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Exploring Sacred page. So if you're wondering, oh, good Lord, I could hardly find this show today. How do I find Exploring Sacred now? If you go to Facebook and you look for Exploring Sacred with Denise Iwaniw Francisco, go ahead and like and follow the page, and you will automatically receive a little note. She's going live, people. Hold on to your hats. Tomorrow night, we are exploring mysticism, ancient mysticism and modern day mysticism. Yeah, there you go. Katie Battle. Good morning, Ella. Hey, Claudia. All right. Elise Miller, this one is for you. Well, this is a wonderful segue from the last card. It's the Archangel Raziel. Raziel is also known to some people as Grandmother Earth. This is a card that says, you are welcome, Jane. This card says, Elise, back to the shadows. Back to the shadows, face to the sun. What that means is, we all walk through stuff. You're walking through something right now that's tough. I don't know because I've never experienced it, so I can't say I understand that. I can't even begin. Raziel says, when you are in need of a little more courage and strength to see the sunshine rather than to fall back into the shadow, and I'm not meaning that shadow part of ourselves that we all have and is a good thing, but you know what I'm saying, into the darkness. Raziel says, Elise, face the sun. The light at the end of the tunnel is here, and not that light, but the light at the end of your experience is at hand. Celebrate the light and celebrate what you've learned walking through this dance with the dark night. A sunrise is on your horizon, Elise. Raziel always heralds the sunrise. There you go. Jeanette. Hey, Star. Hey, Jeanette. Thank you all for sharing the program, by the way. Last week, we set a record for the number of messages, almost 60 messages. Thank you for that. And also as a reminder at the top of the hour, Polly Jo LeBay, Chakra Sessions. She over there on the Star Nations Radio Network, she's astounding. All right, Jeanette. It is from the Mysteries of Ancient Egypt Empowerment deck, the goddess Maat. Maat is the goddess of balance. This card rarely is drawn. When I align with my higher self, cosmic order prevails. That is the teaching of Maat from the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This book says that if you've fallen off of your spiritual path or you're wavering, the teaching of Maat says, stay on your path or get back on your path. Honor your spiritual life as much as you honor your mental, emotional, physical life. This is a card of balance. And the mantra, the daily mantra, when I am aligned with my higher self, cosmic order prevails. And that is one of those beautiful universal truths. Sometimes we deny what our higher self is showing us, the way that our higher self wishes to shine. When we deny the expression of our gifts and talents and creativity, sometimes we can go right off the rails, as Ozzy Osbourne would say, on the crazy train, right? Yes, I am an Ozzy Osbourne fan. So, honor your spiritual path, Jeanette. Make your practice a daily practice. Even if it's for 5 minutes, daily practice is so important. So important, and this is a reminder. Okay. Bill Elliott. The angel known as Amethyst. Amethyst is an angel that reminds us about, you sure can, Christy. Absolutely. And thank you for continuing with the reminders, because it helps prompt me. Sometimes I get to having so much fun with these cards that I lose track of what's going on in the chat. So thank you for that. Bill, this is calling you to work more fully with your crystals and your stones. If you missed Tracy and Mervin's show this morning about crystal and stones, I would invite you to do so. Go back and watch it. It'll be a treat for you. But this is calling you to your stones. If you've neglected cleaning them, dusting them, taking care of them, it can also be a reminder to take them off the shelf, clean them, you know what I'm saying, utilize them. There you go. Delgadillo, Anna, this one is for you. Hey, Jacqueline, of course you can. Thank you. Delgadillo, this one is one of my very favorites. It is the angel Yehudia. Yehudia. On this day, I honor my birth and my purpose for being, which is love. That is the mantra of this card. This card from Yehudia celebrates birth. It is associated with, of course, Giza and the Great Pyramid at Giza, where great masters over centuries of time have gone through initiation in the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid. This celebrates birth. It celebrates rebirth. And Delgadillo, this is a card that says your life matters. Your life positively impacts other people. Other people celebrate your life. Yehudia says, do you celebrate your life? The cosmos celebrates your life. The creator of all things celebrates your life, right? I love that piece. I think it's maybe Matthew. I knew you by name before you were knit in your mother's womb. That's how precious we are. I knew you by name before you were knit in your mother's womb. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate. Hey, Nikki Jorgensen. Nikki Jorgensen. Christy. Christy, this one is for you. Oh, I love this card. It's the Phoenix, Christy. The Phoenix. The Phoenix teaching says, rise up. Again, I rise. And I'm just going to read this to you, Christy. It is through the fires of spiritual initiation that we experience many deaths without dying. In those small deaths, we are given a chance to succumb to the pain of growth or to employ it as a catalyst to rise from the ashes of what once was and rise to new heights of wisdom and awareness. Honor what has been, the knowledge you have gained, and the wisdom that is now yours. It's the phoenix. And I would say to you, Christy, if you are a person who meditates or does contemplation time or journey time, I would invite the phoenix into your contemplation meditation time. Ella. This one is for you, Ella. Oh, from ancient Egypt. It's the teaching of the Hall of Amenti. If you are a fan of the writings of Saint Germain, you read about the Halls of Amenti. The Halls of Amenti is, of course, esoteric, it is etheric, and it exists between the upper portion of the Great Pyramid and the lower, the pit of the Great Pyramid. It is an energetic space. When you go into the Great Pyramid at Giza, I've been there twice. First, you find yourself in the Grand Hall, in the Grand Entry. Some would say that this is the place of the Halls of Amenti, where you lay to rest anything and everything that no longer nourishes your soul. Before you go up into the Queen's Chamber and then into the King's Chamber of the Great Pyramid, it is not an easy journey to get up to the Queen's Chamber or ultimately to the King's Chamber. It is arduous. Not everyone makes it. And you certainly cannot make it if you are holding on to baggage of any sort. So there are times in our lives when we are asked to jettison the baggage, to lay down what no longer nourishes our soul. And so after ceremony in the Queen's Chamber and the King's Chamber, there are times when we are allowed to go in down and descend down into the pit, which is perfectly aligned with the Sphinx, the watcher on the threshold, and have ceremony in the pit. So symbolically, it represents letting go of what is no longer nourishing, celebrating that, the initiations and the wisdom teachings that come from letting go of. Sometimes what we need to let go is masks. Masks. Boy, we can wear a lot of masks, can't we? We can. And sometimes we're called to lay those down. And once that has been done, we find ourselves in the pit. In other words, into deep wisdom teachings. The pit of the Great Pyramid is nothing to look at, let me just say. Getting down there is far more arduous than it is to get to the King's Chamber. You are on an incline or a decline, straight down, straight down. Normally, when we've had ceremony in the pit, I always go last. I'm the caboose. Why is that? Because then if anybody is feeling as though they want to back out, I'm there to help them. It's that arduous. So this is a time of new beginnings for you, really is what I'm trying to say. Lay down the old and embrace the new. Lay down what is no longer serving where it is you want to go. And it's okay to do that, by the way. CJ, Carla Joe, the eclectic pagan. It's the eagle, CJ, Wambly Oyate. Soaring to new heights are you. Soaring to new heights are you, Carla Joe. It is the eagle. Hey, Kelly Spencer. Yeah, CJ is a dragon sister. She knows more about dragons, I think, than anybody I know. Yeah. The eagle is here for you, CJ. And I'm just going to leave it at that for you. Star. Star, this one is for you. Oh, boy, we're deep in Egypt today, everybody. It is Seti. Seti the first, the creator of the temple of Osiris at Abydos. Abydos. Star, Seti was an amazing leader. It's not always easy to be the leader. You are welcome, Ella. I hope that that makes sense for you. You're saying that it was spot on? Okay, good. Thank you for that. Star, my dear, you are being called to lead, to take the lead role, to teach through your leadership, to lead with your heart of understanding, your heart of compassion, which is very, very big. And I think that's all I want to say about that. You're being called to lead, Star, to take the leadership role. It's not always easy to take the lead position, but that is what you are being called to do. Virginia. Virginia. This one is for you, Virginia. It's the Sphinx, the teaching of the Sphinx. Oh, I'm getting a sidebar. Dana, where do you order these cards? Actually, you can get these cards in digital version for your smartphone, Android or Apple. And you can get them on your tablet, or you can get them in the physical, DeniseIwaniw.com. Just go to my books and CDs and things. They're at Temple Within Publishing. You are welcome, Delgadillo. You are most welcome. And, but the totem deck is sold out again. There are certain things I cannot keep. A Year of Mystic Angels book that is constantly and continuously sold out. So now it's a direct purchase through lulu.com, but you can see all of that on my website. The same with A Year of Mystic Angels and Prayers and Incantations to the Light. Amazon, of course, all of those places, local bookstores. But if you're looking to order online, I can't keep them in the school. They sell out so fast, people ordering them directly from me. So that's a good thing. But DeniseIwaniw.com, go to the Temple Within and take a look at the publishing and media section with all of my books and things. So thank you for asking that, by the way. All right, so here we are, back to the teaching. It is the Sphinx, Virginia. The Sphinx is the watcher on the threshold. Metaphorically speaking, the Sphinx teaching reminds us to breathe. In many Eastern traditions, getting past the threshold of the brain and into the heart and mind, or beyond the veil, requires conscious breathing. Remembering to breathe. This is a card that is reminding you, Virginia, of the importance of breath. Breath work, breathing. You are being asked this coming week, if you so desire, to pay attention to breath. Part of my Coptic ministerial training, in-depth training, quite frankly, was cobra breathing, cobra breath, in order to bring your body to a state of quiet and peacefulness and your brain to that same state, so that higher self, inner psyche, soul can move beyond physicality. Breathing and breath work, very important to going beyond the threshold. That is one of the teachings of the Great Sphinx. Star, you are welcome. How fun. Hello, Nellie, Mervyn Kelly, my friend over there in the UK. You betcha. I'm going to have a little look-see down here. Hey, Laurel. Angie, it's good to see you. Very good. Having a look. Okay. Nikki. You're welcome, Virginia. Breath work. Starting to book some classes and things at the School of Sacred Studies. Where do you find that? On Facebook, Temple Within, School of Sacred Studies. Go on over there, ask to be put in the group, and I shall do so that you can see what's going on. Not only at the physical school, but also in the school being conducted this way. Temple Within School of Sacred Studies group on Facebook. Okay, Nikki. It's the Wampus cat. Yes, from the mythology of Native North America, down by the Smoky Mountains, where I used to spend some time in my childhood, the Smoky Mountain range. Your life is transforming in beautiful ways. Allow the transformation, Nikki. Allow. And I'm going to leave it right there for you. You know what I'm talking about. Allow the transformation that is happening. Jacqueline, this one is for you, Jacqueline. It is the Swan Maiden. It's the Swan Maiden. This is a Valkyrie shield maiden. This is the mythology of Scandinavia. The Swan Maiden. The Swan Maiden says, you are divinely protected. You are divinely protected. It also recognizes, Jacqueline, that you have lived through some stuff. Me too, Christy. The Smoky Mountains are incredible. Just incredible. This Georgia Peach here is also an Army brat. So when my father was stationed at the Pentagon, in the 60s when I was a young girl. And so we vacationed in the Smoky Mountains. We love to go there. Beautiful place. All right. We were living in Alexandria, Virginia at the time. Dad was at the Pentagon and the White House at that time in his career. So when I used to go visit my dad at work, I would go to the Pentagon or I would go to the White House to visit the Sarge. Yeah, a lot of good memories in the Smoky Mountains. Okay, so Jacqueline, this card also acknowledges that you have walked through some fires in your life. Life hasn't always been easy for you. The Swan Maiden says, you know, the unseen realm realizes that your human walk hasn't been easy. It hasn't been a cakewalk. Also says, but you are divinely guided and protected. Remember that your angels are always with you. Remember that. And honor those battles that you've walked through. Yeah. Honor those battles that you have walked through. Kathy Conklin. Hey, Kathy, good morning. Kathy, the Archangel Asmodel, the angel of Taurus. Taurus, the steadfast. This particular angel reminds us that sometimes the winds of opposition come, the winds of gossip, the winds of ill will, the winds of all kinds of stuff that happens in the course of our human life comes along, and sometimes it can knock us off our path. If it does, this beautiful Asmodel says, get back on your path. But more than that, Asmodel teaches us that despite any winds of opposition, even the winds that roll around in our own mind, Asmodel says, Kathy, stay on your path. Stay on your path. Your light is needed at this time. You need to shine. We all need to shine. We all need to shine. We need to hold the light. Sometimes we have to hold the light for others, do we not? Yeah. And Kathy is saying, I am Taurus. Some of my favorite people in the universe are Taurus. My husband is a Taurus. All right, good, good, good. Daisy Ruiz. Good morning, Daisy. Thank you for tuning in from over there in the West Coast. I appreciate that. It's the Archangel Saint Raphael. Raphael, the angel of healers and those being healed. More than that, Raphael is one of those magnificent beings of light who helps us to see the truth. And that can be scary. When we will say, I wish I could be healed from, I wish I could, find the cause of this illness, whatever the illness may happen to be. A lot of times we will call on Raphael. What we may not realize, and this is part of what the rabbi and I were debating about, is the potency of the Archangel Raphael. Raphael helps us see our way out of unhealthy situations, out of dis-ease, out of disorder, by helping to remove the blinders in our life. If we want to heal, we need to see the source of our dis-ease. We don't always like, I'm speaking to myself, for me, we don't always like to see what it is that's causing us anxiety or illness or whatever it happens to be. What is the root of it? Raphael says, let's take the blinders off. Once I was blind and now I see. So what does this mean for you, Daisy? This means that beautiful wisdoms are being revealed at this time to you. And one of those wisdoms is the fact that you are naturally a healing woman. You are a healer. As I'm sitting here, I don't know you, I've never met you, but the feeling that I have in the room with regard to you as I say your name is that you have a very healing touch. You have the touch of the mother. It's a very healing touch. And as a very sensitive woman, you oftentimes, when you touch somebody or you are in their presence, you can see. You can see for them. Trust that. So Raphael walks with you through your healings and as you help others to heal. There you go. I hope that made sense to you. Nellie. 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 It is the Pegasus. Love the Pegasus. It's all about creative genius. Nellie, I'm just going to make a little suggestion, and it's only my suggestion from one friend to another. Sometimes my friends don't like it when I make a suggestion because it pushes them a little out of their comfort zone. Nellie, remember that book that you sent to me, that workbook that you sent to me to have a little eyeball look at? I'm just going to suggest, along with the Pegasus, that maybe you would like to create an encyclopedia. And I don't mean it doesn't have to be this thick. A volume, that's the word that I'm going to use. Perhaps, just saying, you might like to take that and create a volume of your own with regard to your wisdom with the stone and crystal nations, the Ian Oyate. There you go. Maybe a co-author it, I don't know. But as soon as that card came up, that was what came to the third eye right there. There it was. All right. Kelly Spencer. Patty, have I drawn a card for you yet, Patty? Laurel, I'm getting to you too. Patty, please let me know. Anybody that I have missed because I'm here blah, 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 blahing. Comfort zones. When Dana is around. That's right. You know what, CJ? One of my greatest joys in life is to help people find their gift, or at least maybe validate the gift. And not only validate the gift, but say, hey, why don't you do this with the gift? Maybe you should do that with the gift. That brings me great joy. It brings me great joy. No different than on Tuesday mornings, all of you sharing what it is that you do. I love that. That makes me happy. And anybody who knows me knows that truly it makes me happy to see my friends shine. Absolutely, Katrina. Oh, thank you all for letting me know. Okay, Kelly. This one is for you. It's the unicorn, Kel. Hey, Jocelyn. The unicorn, let your light shine. But I have to tell you, Kelly, when I pull this card, it's interesting. On my third eye here in the Ajna, what I see you is letting your light shine, but doing so in prayer time and meditation time. I'm literally on the inner screen. What I see is you in lotus position. In other words, very comfortable and breathing and letting your light shine from you and focusing it. really connecting with the inner light. I feel like I'm giving you homework because I guess I am. Let your light shine, but utilize it, focus it. Hey, that might have to do with your Tai Chi. Okay, now it just made sense to me. The light bulb, poof, just went off. There you go. Hey, Barb. All right, Jocelyn. Jocelyn, it is the elk. He haka oyate. He haka oyate. He haka says every day is a new beginning. Every breath is a new beginning. However, I'm going to take it a step further for you, Jocelyn. This card for you represents your morning ceremony. What do you do when you wake up in the morning? How do you celebrate waking up in the morning? This is calling you to take a look at your morning ceremony. Maybe you offer a little tobacco. Maybe you offer, good morning, world. I'm up. Look out. Here I come. Hey Haka says, how do you greet the morning? How we greet the morning dictates a lot of what our day is going to be like. How do you greet the morning? Patty. Patty, this one is for you. From the Mythology Empowerment deck, it is the Sun-Faced Kachina from Native North America. This card says, stand in the light. The Sun-Faced Kachina is the life bringer. Stand in the light of who you truly are. This is a card that says to you, Patty, no more self-doubt. You know who you are. You know your intention with your light, with your gifts and your talents. You know who you are. Stand in the light of who you are. You know what you know. Sometimes situations can plant self-doubt. Sometimes people can plant self-doubt. The Sun-Faced Kachina says it's their doubt, not yours. Don't let their doubt become your doubt. Don't let the Debbie Downers become your downer. Don't let the naysayers say nay. You know who you are, Patty? Be that. You know your experience. I know my experience. When people say, how is it possible for you to see people who have crossed over? How is it possible for you to see angels? Well, I've done that. I don't know what it's like not to do that. That is my earthly experience. And I just didn't go willy-nilly about it. I have educated myself about the gifts of the spirit. We all have them in one way, shape, form, or another. And when somebody tries to plant the doubt seed or the Debbie Downer or it's our choice to accept that or not, isn't it, everybody? You know who you are. Steve. Good morning, Steve. Good to see ya. Steve, it is the teaching of the rattlesnake. The teaching of the rattlesnake, Steve. The rattlesnake for me represents death and rebirth. In my NEP, in my sweat logic, comes to me from the direction of the south, which is Shka. Shka means white. Shka. And the rattlesnake says, no more hiding under a rock. Come on out into the light, Steve. The snake represents healing and healers. It represents our gifts from Creator. The rattlesnake is saying to you, Steve, come on out from under the rock, under the bushel basket, and shine. Shine your light. Shine your gifts and talents. Steve, be you. Be you. Right? That beautiful child of yours. I can hardly believe, where did those years go? From Great Lakes Retreat. Oh my goodness, I see the photos and I'm just astonished. Yeah, get out from under the rock, Steve, and shine. Shine, my friend. You are welcome. Okay, Bobcat. my friend down there in the great state of Alabama, home of the Crimson Tide. And even though I am a Georgia girl and a Bulldog fan, Bobcat and I are friends. Bobcat, it's the Lama Sioux. The Lama Sioux says healthy boundaries are required at this time. Healthy boundaries. Wherever there are boundary issues in your life, Bobcat, the Lama Sioux says time to take a look at your boundaries with people, places, things, situations, thoughts. Healthy boundaries. It's time for a review. Janine Malika. Oh, I love this one for you. It's Michael, the archangel of the seventh heavenly realm. This is David Fix's rendition through photographs that he had taken in nature. Takes 20 hours to create just one of these cards, and he creates them solely from photographs that he has taken in nature. This one represents the Archangel Saint Michael. Janine, Michael walks with you at this time, and you are being reminded that Michael walks with you. Call upon Michael in those times when you are feeling that you need a little extra strength, a little extra courage. And remember that when we call upon any of these angels, we are not separate from anything that the Creator has created. Whatever Wakantanka has brought into existence here on Unchi, on Grandmother, we are part of that. We are relatives to every living thing seen and unseen, including the angels. This is a card that also says, Janine, sometimes you are the strength for others. Sometimes you're the courage for others, and sometimes we're so busy being the courage for others that our basket empties. And we need to be replenished of strength and courage and foresight. I'm just going to leave it there for you. Michael is here for you. Tana. My friend Tana at the Whimsical Pet Portraits. Those of you that come to my home and enjoy the portraits that I have of my horse babies and of my little Merlin, Tana Jacks, Whimsical Pet Portraits. Can she paint your pet in a portrait? You betcha she can. Tana, it's the Wakian, the Thunder Nation. It is the Thunder Nation. Represents the sacred hoop. I am one with all in the sacred hoop of life. The Wakian represents spiritual growth, new insights, new teachings being revealed at this time. The Wakian Oyate, the Thunder Nation, is saying to you, this is a time of growth for you. It's a time of growth for you, Tana. It's part of the wheel. It's part of the sacred hoop that we go through cycles. This is a cycle of growth. And I just feel as though I just need to say to you, and sometimes when we are growing, not everyone grows with us. Not everyone can come along. Some people appear and they come along, and sometimes people are not meant. And that's okay. But this is a time of growth for you. Honor that. Barb, this one is for you. Shuffling along. Oh, Shukmani Tutonka. Barbie, you're cool. I haven't drawn a card yet for you, Barbie. And I'll draw one for your mom, too. Oh, I love you too, Tana. Thank you for shining in my life the way that you do. Thank you. Barb, this is Shunkamani Tutanka. It's the wolf. The wolf is the teacher. The wolf is the teacher. The mantra of the wolf is this: my life is my legacy. I teach the children well. Barb, this card represents you as a teacher. Honor yourself as a teacher. You teach those around you, and maybe I don't know you, so maybe you do teach classes and things. This is a card of honor. Honor yourself as a teacher. What are you teaching? Remember, our life is our legacy. What teachings do we leave behind? You are a teacher. Honor yourself as such. All right, Robin. Robin, this one is for you. Oh, it's the Sleipnir, another Scandinavian mythological legend. The Sleipnir is the 8-legged horse of Odin. Love this. It's a good one, isn't it? That part of me that is Danish, thanks to my biological mother who was a Dane. Odin. Robin, the reminder is this: do not neglect your spirit. Robin is a foster mother, and I have a very special place in my life as an adopted person for foster mothers. I've had foster mothers and foster fathers in my life, and they are very near and dear to me. And I know that in the busyness of being a parent, or just in the busyness of living a life that is dedicated to helping others, we can forget our spirit. This card is asking you to take time out for your spirit, for you to nurture your spirit. Nicole Werner, you beautiful thing. You are welcome, Barb. Nicole Werner. Nicole Werner. I just want to say, hey, Lily. Okay, sure thing, Steve. Absolutely. Nicole. Nicole is the photographer who took the photo on the back of my new book and a photo within my book, Prayers and Incantations to the Light. She's magnificent. Nicole, if you would put your website in the chat room, that would be a good thing. But Nicole, this one is for you. It's the scarab. You're welcome, Robin. Nicole, it's the scarab. The scarab is mythology from ancient Egypt. The scarab says, celebrate your life. Scarab rolls the sun across the sky, beginning with the morning sun, the midday sun over the Giza Plateau, and the evening sun. The scarab says, celebrate your life. Celebrate every ounce of your life. From the moment you were born, your life has served to make you who you are and who you are becoming. Celebrate that. Celebrate it. Sometimes we think, really, I picked that? That served to help grow my soul? What I'm going through right now is about growth? What I went through back then is about my growth and making me the woman that I am and who I'm becoming? The answer to that is, yup. That's a Michigan answer. Yup. Yes. Celebrate your life. Universe celebrates your life. We all celebrate your life, your gifts, and your talents. Spirit says, Nicole, now you celebrate. Sit down and celebrate. None of anything that has happened to you or for you did anything other than to make you grow into the amazing woman that you are. And you are an amazing woman. You're an amazing mother. Right? Celebrate that. Celebrate that. Marilyn. Right after Barbie. Barbie. Barbie, the white eagle. The white eagle teaching actually comes from Atlantis. This is an oldie but a goodie, the white eagle. Comes to us from the time of Atlantis. Barbie, what I want to say to you is right now in your dream time, pay attention. And Barbie, if you are waking up in the middle of the night, if you are able to record what is on your mind as you are waking up, right now would be the time to do that. Because when white eagle teachings come to us, we know that there are teachings being revealed. Teachings are being revealed. Barbie, you are a dreamer. teachings are coming to you in your dream time, in your lucid. I'm seeing you standing outside, like waking up, and we've talked about that before. Pay attention, validate them. You've got sometimes we think to ourselves, oh, it's just me. I just woke up from a dream. It's far more than that, Barbie. Pay attention. Please record it. We can share it at the women's group. Yes. Marilyn Lewis. I'm just going to read this to you, Marilyn. So, Marilyn, I would like you to take a deep breath and enjoy this message from the Egyptian god Khnum, the divine potter, also known as creator. Marilyn, before you emerged from the darkness as light, I knew you by name. I fashioned you in the image and likeness of love from the very clay of my being. You are my divine child, alive with the breath of creation, and I love you. Like the waters of the Nile, my blood streams across all life, uniting you, me, and every living thing as one. Marilyn, you are never, ever alone. I am with you always and in always. And your daily mantra, I am alive with the breath of the Creator. I am loved beyond all earthly understanding. Stella. There you go, Marilyn. A little gift from Spirit today, a little reminder. Stella. It is the angel Aniel. Aniel is associated with the star of Isis, the star of love. Your essence is light. You are what the stars are made of. This is a reminder to you, Estelle, that you are what the stars are made of. Your essence is light. We are born from the light, the ancients tell us, and to that light we return. And from the moment we are born of the light, and we shine our light here on the earth plane, we are in the company of the light and others who walk with the light, including you. Honor your light. Honor the light that you share with others. There are no greater and there are no lesser than you. You are a being of light and love. All right. Any last cards to draw yet today? Anyone, please do let me know. Steve, this one is for your friend. It is the teaching of the Firebird. The Firebird comes from the mythology deck. Firebird's origins are in Greece, and it represents immortal light. I love this teaching. This is a great flashcard. The message for your friend is this: do not be afraid. Be alive. Hey, Katrina. Do not be afraid. Be alive. I am eternal. I am not afraid. I am alive. This is a card of being brave. If there's something at this time in your life that you're needing a little boost, a little just be brave, this is the card. Don't be afraid. You have nothing to fear. Fear not. Be bold, be brave, be alive. Live your life. You came here to live your life and to have some joy. Katrina. Katrina. All right. It is the teaching of the Thunderbird from the mythology deck. This is mythology from Native North America. And the message for you, Katrina, is this: stay on your path. Stay on your path. Stay true to your path. Stay true to your path. Continue your walk along the good red road of balance and harmony. Despite any winds of opposition, self-doubt, or the temptation to just give up, the Thunderbird says it is important for you to stay on course at this time. And when we're feeling like, oh, I'm just tossing in the towel, this is just isn't worth a hill of beans. No, I'm not doing this anymore. The Thunderbird says, call on me. I'll help you stay strong. Angie, this one is for you. It is the card known as Anubis, the card of transformation. Anubis reminds us, kind of like the card Anael, that we come from the stars and to the stars we return. And in that space in between, we transform many times over in our life. Some people say that it is the death without dying, the small deaths without dying. Some people say, I once was and now I am. Anubis says, this is a time of great transformation in your life. Honor that, Angie. Let go of any baggage that needs to be jettisoned. Anything weighing you down, let it go. This is a card of ascension into higher wisdom and just a beautiful reminder. From the stars I was born, into the nation of star ancestors I shall return. When we go through the dark night of the soul, when we go through challenging times, some people, when they go through a challenging time, they stay there. They have a permanent ring around their hind end from sitting on the pity pot. And there they sit, and they sit, and they reach out and act from the pity pot. And then there are others, such as yourself, that say, well, I made it through. Dust off, pull up my boots, and I'm going to keep going. But we are never the same. We are never, ever the same. And that's okay. I remember when I did my Hombletia 8 years ago, my vision quest out on the reservation, before the holy man put me up on the hill there on Pine Ridge, he said to me, understand, Blue Thunder Woman, that when you come down off of that hill, you're not going to be the same woman. And I wasn't the same woman. And the interesting part about that is that I was at the Great Lakes Retreat. I was facilitating at the Great Lakes Retreat, which is a wonderful event every year at Olivet College. And I walked into the auditorium before my lecture, and my friend and business partner, Minnie Kansman, walked up to me and she said, Dana, there's something different about you. Where have you been? She said, I can feel it. You're not the same. So you're not the same, Angie, and that's okay. You've transformed and grown, and that's a beautiful thing. Laurel. It's the white heart. The white heart says, get ready for an adventure or create an adventure. This is a card of playfulness, Laurel. If you've been too not playful, too serious, if you've been cooped up in the house here in this Michigan winter, Spirit says it's time for you to play again. It's time for an adventure. Don't be so serious. Get rid of that cabin fever. Get outside. Do something fun. Do something like sledding. Yes. Yes, I certainly will, Delgadillo. I certainly will for your husband. No doubt about it. Here we are together. Oh, Angie, bless your heart. Yeah, like sledding. A group of us went sledding over the New Year weekend. We were the funnest group on the hill, us adults. We had more fun. People were just stopping, watching all of us have fun. We decided we were going to go up there and be childlike and, say to our inner child, Let's have some fun today. And we did that. It's a great, good thing. This is for Delgadillo's husband, her best friend. Isn't that sweet? I love that. All right. It is the Archangel Iwaniw. Iwaniw is the angel of change. Iwaniw says, remember that when we're going through a time of change, the net of love always appears to the one who trusts, the one who has faith. Keep the faith. This is a card that says, keep the faith during times of change. I embrace change knowing that my life is divinely guided. This card says, relax. Everything is in divine timing and in divine order. Breathe through it. Have joy through it, and know everything happens for a reason. Everything happens in divine timing. You're welcome, Laurel. All right. Katie Battle. Katie. Another card of transformation, Metatron, once known in the Old Testament as the prophet Enoch. I am that I am, says Metatron. Katie, this is a card that heralds a time of transformation, of deep spiritual growth and understanding about yourself. Yourself with a lower s and yourself with a capital S. This is a time of reflection, of introspection, and a time of great growth. Call upon Metatron. I expect that Metatron, Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gavriel were there with you during that car accident, and we are so happy that you are safe. So happy that you are safe. All right. I do believe, Janice Francisco, that you are the wrap-up for the day. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Yes, the Great Lakes Retreat is just I have facilitated there for years until Sundance time came, and now Sundance is always aligned with when the Great Lakes Retreat is going on, and so I don't get to experience it as often as I would like. All right, Jan Francisco, the goddess Bastet. This is a luxurious goddess, the perfumer of the pharaoh. And if you've not ever been to a perfumery, or it's not even really perfume, it's essential oils. It's pure oils there in Egypt. Those places are astounding. They are extraordinary. I am a sensual being, says Bastet. My passion for life is alive. I give myself permission to explore my watery depths. I give myself permission to explore my watery depths. So this is about nurturing your passions, nurturing your femininity. All right, and Mary Zarowitz. It is the teaching of Cheta Oyate, the Hawk Nation. Hawk says, I have nothing to fear. I have nothing to fear. Sometimes we can become fearful because, sometimes life is like that. We can be like, oh, gee. We can become fearful. There, that's a good shot of it right there. The hawk says, remember, Spirit keeps an eye on you. Spirit, Creator has your back. You have nothing to fear. Shine your light. You have nothing to fear. Be alive. Fear not. I see things with great clarity. I have nothing to fear. One of the teachings I first received many, many years ago is that which we fear comes to us. It comes to us. in order for us to understand it, well, to look at it, to come to understand it and move past us. We have nothing to fear when we take a closer look at things. With that, everyone, thank you for joining me here on The Mystic's Heart. Thank you for helping me to celebrate 18 years at the Temple Within Publishing Media and the School of Sacred Studies. It's hard to believe it's been 18 years. Some of you have been with me for the entirety of those 18 years. Some of you are new to that. And Lily, your card is the last card. Lily Cosme, it is the Archangel Salaphiel, the angel of prayer. This card reminds you, Lily, that your prayers are potent. They are powerful. They are welcomed. That spirit is grateful for them. And also it is a reminder and a thank you for those times that you've made prayers on behalf of another person, Lily, and for those times that you have been the answer to a prayer for someone in need, like me. Thank you for that, CJ. Yes, 18 years. Here's to another 18. With that, everybody, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, exploring sacred modern day mysticism. Go find the page on Facebook, Exploring Sacred. Like it, follow it, and you'll get notices when I go live with my Wednesday evening shows. Blessings be, everyone. Get out there and shine on as only you can shine.